High stakes tilt means one thing for certain. We got to say hello to the sharpest man on skates, Vegas insider Todd Fuhrman. Todd, we can dial into the details of this Game 6 matchup in a moment, but I want to start on the series price. Still better than 3-1 value on the Lightning right now. And from where I'm sitting, momentum is shifted. We're talking about a two-time defending champion on a home sheet. Is this a stubborn number by the odds makers, or does it reflect the true odds in your eyes?
You know, Joe, it honestly reflects the true odds in my opinion. Now, of course, public perception can change, and we could see a much shorter price attached to Colorado on home ice should the series go to a pivotal Game 7. But when you look at a dynamic this late in a series, you're essentially talking about a two-game moneyline parlay of backing the Tampa Bay Lightning. And this suggests where we're seeing the price right now, right around even money or a pick 'em. And then the fact that they would open in that plus 140-ish range, maybe a shade higher for Game 7. We've seen Tampa here before. I mean, this is a team that you have to put a stake through its heart if you're going to rip that Stanley Cup away from their fingers after back-to-back runs. Colorado, though, to their credit, has been outstanding away from Ball Arena this postseason. Just one defeat, and that, of course, came in the pivotal Game 3, where it looked like Tampa was headed on the comeback trail. Now, Colorado, they allowed St. Louis to get off the deck. The Blues went into their building, won Game 5. It was Colorado closing out that series in Game 6. But there's a heck of a lot different dynamic, as that graphic showed, when you're trying to dispatch of Andrei Vasilevsky in a deciding game versus Ville Husso and a much more experienced St. Louis Blues roster. So I think Tampa's got a shot here. You're not stealing with this value, but for those folks who want to put up a little to make a lot, you may have a chance to earn off of this ticket in Game 7.
Well, if history has any say of how this series will end, Joe, you kind of mentioned it there, it favors Colorado, but you hear the players say all the time, the hardest game in a series to win is the one where you have to close it all out. Tampa Bay 3-0 in eliminations. Again, we talked about that with Vasilevsky being so good, but the Avs also really good on the road, Todd. They're 8-1 this postseason away from home. Who do you have winning Game 6 tonight?
So for me, Sherry, it's about the number here, and I think Tampa actually deserves to be a modest favorite in this spot. Is there a ton of value in this game? Absolutely not. But when I have a goaltending edge, and I have a team that's been here before and done that and truly believing in themselves, I'm going to take the home team and back Tampa to get the job done and even this series up at 3 games apiece. I know this is a Lightning side that's been banged up as this series has progressed. I don't think we're seeing Nikita Kucherov at his best. Braden Point upgraded to a game-time decision. But even if he's able to go for John Cooper's bunch, I think he's going to be extremely limited. That knee injury appeared to really hold him back in the minutes he logged earlier in this series. But when you have the hot goalie, all it takes is Tampa to get on the board early and Colorado to start doubting themselves. You've seen some improbable heroes so far this postseason from the Lightning when they needed him most, whether it's Jan Rutta getting the first goal last game or Nicholas Paul getting both goals in the deciding Game 7 on the road against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think this is a Tampa team who's willing to do every little thing it takes. Go into the corners, win some of those puck battles. We're seeing Mikhail Sergachev really come of age on that back end. And I think this is a Colorado team who's going to start to feel the pressure. It's rare you say that with a two-time defending Cup champion, but in my opinion, they're playing with a bit of house money, and I really think that can benefit him in this spot.
Yeah, we're obviously not going to be scared off by short minus money on both sides of this matchup, but especially the two-time defending champs at home. If we want to come at this one from a different direction, we've cashed back-to-back unders after those 3 crazy ones to open this series. Totals parked at 6 once again, Todd. Which side of that number do you fall on?
Yeah, I'm in the definition of getting to the funeral instead of getting there ahead of time and being able to celebrate the wedding as it pertains to some of these totals here. But Joe, that's not going to stop me here. I'm going to go under the total in Game 6. I think when we're talking about elimination scenario with a defensive-minded team in Tampa, they know it starts building at the back. They have to try and do everything they can to suppress scoring chances from this high-powered Avalanche rush going forward. And I think Tampa knows that they can win those tight checking defensive-minded hockey games. To Colorado's credit, they've been surprisingly stout all postseason long defending the back. And I think it's more important for them to keep those high danger chances to a minimum, knowing that Darcy Kemper, despite how he played at Amalie Arena in Game 4, in my opinion, is the weakest link as part of this Avalanche roster. I mean, you saw that goal he gave up to give Tampa the 1-0 lead in Game 5. Yep. If he gives up a squeezy goal early, I think Colorado grips those sticks a little bit tighter, and I can see the first team to 3 winning this game today. Let's just hope the empty net gods are on our side if we're going under 6.
We've seen Todd like the defensive game, so we haven't had too many. Let's see, maybe, Todd, this one will cash. But what's a player prop that you're liking for the Lightning most here in Game 6?
So for me, when I look at Tampa, I feel most of these players have been priced accordingly. And this early, when you're talking about some of the odds offering, unfortunately, the block shot prop market wasn't widely available, which I was looking to attack. So let's go after the glue guy for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And most likely, once this series is over, he's going to command a healthy king's ransom on the open market as an unrestricted free agent, and that would be Andre Palat. I mean, this is a guy more unheralded than anybody amongst Tampa's forwards because all we hear about is Nikita Kucherov, Steven Stamkos, and Braden Point when healthy. But Palat's been that guy, getting those greasy goals, finding himself in prime scoring area, and even facilitating this postseason, something that's been a little bit different than in the past. He's accumulated 20 points, and I think with Tampa's back against the wall, on the brink of elimination, we've seen Palat at his best. I'm going to take him over a half a point in this spot and lay the $1.30 to do so.
Again, 12 GWGs in the postseason over these 3 cup runs for Palat. We're going to see if we can get another one to the back of the net here, an assist. Speaking of assists, let's find our edge on the Avs side because a ton of offense is coming off the stick of Mikko Rantanen as of late. 8 assists already in this cup final. That's just 2 shy of the great one's record. He did come up empty a game ago. That's where I'm leaning. Who are you targeting for your Avs prop, Todd?
Well, you mentioned Mikko Rantanen, Joe, and I think it's been interesting to watch Colorado superstars up front because Gabriel Landeskog is contributing in the goal column. Mikko Rantanen is facilitating offense, but Nathan MacKinnon hasn't done Nathan MacKinnon-like things. It feels like a distant memory when he went end-to-end in a goal that we thought was going to decide the series against the St. Louis Blues. They need their stars to step up, and I don't want to step in front of any of that particular trio. So I'll go in a slightly different direction and against the hero of Game 4 in Nazem Kadri. I don't believe Kadri's hand is anywhere close to 100%. You look at the minutes, they declined a little bit from Game 4 to Game 5. He went from a little over 18 to a shade more than 15. And I think Kadri is going to be asked to do other things more than try and run the offense through him. In my opinion, that breakaway goal, which we can say came with plenty of controversy in that spot, he didn't get a lot on the shot. And when you're talking about a goal scorer trying to put the puck through traffic, I just haven't seen that velocity despite him generating 7 shots on goal last game. I'm going to take Naz Kadri under a half a point. I just don't see him getting on the stat sheet with a goal or an assist today.
Controversy aside, you never want to let a guy skate through your entire defense, especially an injured. Let's take a look at those plays on this game and on this series. Picking a side on the game, we're going with the Lightning at the -105 price, attacking the total here. We're playing it under the 6. Todd says the numbers on the series price are right on. Top Lightning player prop, we're going over on Andre Palat to keep a good thing going. And then Avs player prop, it's Kadri under his half point here in Game 6.
All right, little Sunday fun day parlay party Stanley Cup Final Game 6 edition. Todd, what'd you come up with for us today?
Well, first things first, guys. You know how little faith I had in Tampa getting here? I'm going to actually have to stream this game from a minor league ballpark later today in Las Vegas because I didn't think we were going to see Game 6 on Sunday night. So I probably won't be the best guest for that particular event, but I digress completely. When you're looking at the parlay here, I think this series, you know, the way it's gone has been ebbs and flows. We've seen a lot of puck luck work against Tampa. If they get a bounce or two here, in my opinion, we're going to a pivotal Game 7, and it's what every hockey fan and sports fan should want. So we're going to build this parlay around the Tampa Bay money line, talk a little bit about Andrei Vasilevskiy and what he means to this team, especially in closeout type situations against them. It's where he's at his absolute best. So I'm going to go under 6, and the consummate professional, a guy who's done most of his damage when Tampa has faced series deficits or when they need him most in the third period, Andre Palat, to register an anytime goal. We're talking about a 3-leg parlay here that can send this back to Ball Arena for all the marbles on Tuesday night, paying a shade less than 11-1.
All right, Todd Fuhrman, sharpest man on skates, is that it?
Sharpest man on skates, going to be taking in some baseball. That is a stadium that gave up a 500-plus foot home run just a couple nights ago, so enjoy either way, Todd.
Yeah, right? Well, thank you so much, Todd. Enjoy the Little League game and the hockey.
There you go.
All right, let's get you another look one more time at his parlay. Lightning on the money line. He likes the under 6 goals in Game 6. His anytime score is Palat. Odds a hit plus 1059. 25 down gets you more than 260, so talk about a payout.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.